Lauren and Kyle here, bringing you Real Talk with Freedom Team Realtors, the most scintillating real estate duo in the Fox Cities. We are bringing you all of the real situations that we encounter, the real ways that people are utilizing tools in real estate in the Fox Cities area.
Yeah, sharing some of the real stuff that happens in our world. And as always, we are sharing because we hope that the knowledge and other people's experiences might help you. Maybe you're experiencing something similar, know someone in a situation. And we always want to respect our clients' privacy, and we would never want to make anyone feel bad, but life happens. So I think it's, kind of necessary that we share some of the stuff that we come across. It's not all cupcakes and rainbows.
Yes. Well, last time I shared an experience that was definitely more than interesting. What's a little bit of a unique real estate situation that you've encountered?
I mean, there are many for sure. But I think one that comes to mind is, the house in Greenville that we sold last winter. And so we'll just kind of preface, had the house for sale, like ready for closing, all the stuff is done, been through the experience. And here we are, it is closing day. And for those that know me, know that I love to go to my hot yoga class. And so I am in the middle of hot yoga, supposed to be like focusing and relaxing, and my phone is going crazy. And so I'm like looking at it, trying not to disturb anyone. And it is the agent for the people that are buying the home. And here I am thinking, like, everything's done, like, we're good, closing's happening, like, what's going on? Obviously, it's kind of crisis mode if my phone won't stop. And so I finished up my yoga class, and man, did I have the messages. And she was nice about everything, but the sellers left a ton of stuff, and so much stuff that the new buyers didn't want to deal with it, and they wanted it out.
This is the one that there's a whole storage shed in the back filled to the brim and most of the garage, right?
Oh my gosh, I think it was like a 12 by 14 storage shed with, like, I mean, yard equipment, lawnmowers, like grill
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, like, yeah.
What was the situation there? Because usually that you see that's caught in advance. I can't remember on that situation. Was I know he works a lot. Was he kind of backed up last minute and getting all of his stuff
Oh
out,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
they were downsizing from the house to an apartment, and he had a crazy work schedule. So, just put all that together. They're trying to get rid of stuff because they can't fit it. They don't have a storage unit. They didn't rent a storage unit, and so they're just like running out of time here. So I assumed that he had gotten everything that he needed, and everything was empty, but it wasn't. And so the agent, she was kind. However, she wanted everything out, and the buyers were not willing to sign and close and purchase the home until it was out. Yet they wanted that all to happen that day. So I remember I called you, kind of freaking out a little bit. I'm like, I'm on my way to Greenville. Like, I'm going to tell you when I get there what the situation is, but we need a plan. And then I called, of course, the seller, and I'm like, what's going on? And, he was a little confused too, actually. But so what happened was, when he bought the house, all of that stuff was there. Everything he left was there and given to him in the house when he bought it.
Yeah.
And this was his first time buying a home. And so he thought, well, I'm being helpful here because I'm leaving them all this yard
All this
equipment,
stuff.
like shovels and rakes and a lawnmower. And I mean, just so
Well,
much.
the previous owners were there for like 40 or 50
Yes.
years prior, right?
Yes.
So you
Oh my gosh.
you have family members. You know how things accumulate when somebody owns a house for 40, 50 years,
Right.
right? Yeah.
So his heart was in the right place. He didn't understand in all the chaos and being busy. He didn't, we just didn't talk about it. He thought it was okay. So I get there and I'm looking at this quantity of stuff, and my heart just sinks because I'm trying to think of strategy, like, we just have to do this. The seller only has a car, and so not a lot of, there's no way to haul a bunch of stuff
Yeah.
that we're gonna deal with, and so
I've seen. I think I've saw some pictures on Facebook where the cars are loaded up
well,
on top.
this would have been
That's
that
Beverly Hillbilly
situation.
style. Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
would have been that situation. Oh my gosh. So I do remember calling you and kind of giving you the directive of like, get a trailer, get your truck, like, get here. And I remember calling my dad and saying, we need another trailer. And yeah, he has two enclosed trailers and a flatbed trailer, and then obviously I have my SUV, and so oh my gosh, I just remember we packed every single inch of everything. We just went there. We went there and we packed it all up, and it took us. I mean, it was a few hours. They were able to delay closing. The lender and the title company worked with us to sign at 3 o'clock instead of in the morning. And I want to say it was like 2:30 or 2:45
Yeah.
when we finished packing everything in our vehicles and left the driveway full of all this stuff. And oh my gosh, the poor seller, he felt terrible. He did come there to help us load things up, but I just remember he felt awful and obviously nowhere to go with all this stuff. So we brought it to our house to come up with a plan to, deal with it and move on. But in that moment, it was more important for just to get things closed, move on, and we'll just deal with it later.
It's just sometimes the way it works, you got to just figure it out as you go and make it up as you go along. I don't really want to put it, but
Yeah. It was a long day, but you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. He needed our help, and again, like this is why we're telling this stuff. Like life happens. He was so busy. He didn't do anything intentionally. It just happened,
yeah,
and so
well, that's just part of the deal. You're a team. You got to figure out a way to get across the goal line and make it happen. So
yeah, so that's kind of the moral of this story is like everybody makes a mistake or has a misunderstanding or gets too busy. Certainly there's a lot of stress when you're buying and selling homes, so things get missed. No one's fault, just happens. And so you know what, it just happens. We roll with it, we smile, we laugh, and move on.
thanks for joining us. Real Talk with Freedom Team Realtors. Until next time. See you.